Speaking of actions, let's go to the we go, not ego mindset. Let's talk about that.
Okay. Again, it starts with humility. It's about giving credit. It's amazing what's accomplished when nobody cares it gets the credit. Credit is something you give. I love a quote from Coach Bear Bryant, the great legendary coach of Alabama. He said, if you want to get a team's heart to beat as one, he said, when things go great, they did it. Things go pretty good, we did it. When things go bad, I did it. In other words, I'm going to take responsibility to change me. If things are to change, I must change. So when you move from ego to we go, you really understand that the greatest thing about human beings is that we'll do more for others than we'll do for ourselves. I'm known as America's Breakthrough Speaker because I've had 1 million people break boards in my events. Break wooden boards is a metaphor of breaking through a fear, obstacle, habit, or doubt. And what the greatest way I can describe this event, it's the greatest combination individual and team experience. And it really gets to this ego, move from ego to we go. If I had 1,000 people in my audience, I'd have 100 circles of 10 people each breaking boards all at once. If you were in a circle, Ken, 9 other people are going, Ken, Ken, Ken. You've never heard people cheer like they cheer for each other because we want each other to break through. But the ego moving to ego comes through in deeper essence of what a team, a great team, and what you're going for in your organization, in your family, in your community. I had a woman several years ago, the oldest board breaker I ever had in an event. She was 95 years old. She was probably 4 foot. When she got up, and this was at an event where I had 4,000 people breaking boards. When she got up on stage, she was the last person because she had tried to break the board out in the room 3 times and had not broken through. And I always tell everyone, if you don't break after 3 tries, but you don't want to give up, you want to be resilient, come up on stage and I'll hold for you. I can't break a board for you, but I can put you in the best place possible. So imagine 4,000 people crammed around this stage like at a rock concert. And this little 4 foot, 10 inch, 95-year-old woman comes up on stage with her granddaughter behind her, holding her waist so she wouldn't teeter over. And the roar from that, when she broke her board, which she did do, the roar from that crowd was so loud in Atlanta, you could hear it in LA, right? It shook my ears. But here's the most amazing. 4,000 people broke through that day. They all loved their own personal breakthrough. What they'll remember more is that 95-year-old woman's breakthrough, that 95-year-old woman's courage to get up on stage after she had not broken through 3 times. And that's when we all moved from ego to ego. The best day of my life, Ken, was my daughter's wedding day. And it was for something I never could have understood until I experienced it. That was for probably 6 hours on her wedding day. I didn't think of myself once. All I could do was think of her. They tell me I was laughing and crying at the same time. All I remember was her. And when you are cheering for Ken, 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 when those 4,000 people were cheering for that one woman, they got to feel in that moment the way I felt about my daughter that night, where they moved from ego to ego. All they cared about was somebody else breaking through. And that's when we build up unstoppable center.
I love that, man. I got to take a break. It's that place, if I'm ever feeling hopeless, what I do is I go out and help. So I go from hope to help all the time.